Good job, JoJo. Hey guys, it's Shay with Shay's Urban Edibles. Today I wanted to bring you guys along while I up pot my seedlings and transplant this bougainvillea. Come along. All right, so what I wanted to do was get started on transplanting my bok choys. I have these bok choys that need to be upplanted. Then I also have these tatsoys that need to be separated, and there's more bok choy. So I want to get those separated, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a combination of this potting soil and this potting mix to get them up potted into. I'll also use this same mix to up pot this bougainvillea. I was actually lucky enough to get this thing on sale at Walmart this past weekend. It was on clearance. And I love a good sale. That's always the first section I go to when I go into the store. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always looking at the clearance section. Anyway, I've been wanting to have a bougainvillea. I just could not find them under $25. And I'm thinking since the season for bougainvillea is kind of over with, this one's going to be overwintered. I'm going to put it in a pot. If it gets too cool for it, I will move it inside because this plant loves heat. I've had one before and it thrived in the 100-degree temperatures here in Texas in the summer. And so I look forward to seeing what color the blooms will be. I've seen them in light pink, hot pink. The last one I had was hot pink and it was absolutely gorgeous. But let me get you guys set up so I can go ahead and start mixing this soil up and getting these bok choys up planted or separated. All right, let's get this soil mixed here. I need something to cut it open. All right, let's mix this. See what it looks like. If I need more, I can add more. Yeah, I think a combination of these two soils will be pretty good because when I use just the potting mix alone, it seems like the soil gets really soggy and it doesn't allow the roots to breathe. And so I got some poor growth on some of my other seedlings. Of course, there could be some other issues going on, but I have been lightly fertilizing them. I have been keeping them under the grow lights, really close to the grow lights, and I don't see a lot of progress. I know that brassicas grow a little bit slower than a lot of the other crops, but I still expected them to look a little better. And so that's why I'm deciding to use a combination of this potting mix and that potting soil to see if maybe that is the issue. Oops, I'm wasting the soil. Yeah, I think this is a nice mix. I did also add a little bit of vermiculite prior to turning the camera on. And so there's some vermiculite in this mix as well. All right, I think that's a good enough mix. What I'm going to do is take these, and since these are baby bok choy, I'm going to try to put all of the baby bok choy in one container. There are only like 3 or 4 in this one. Start by separating them. That's 1. 2. This is 3. This is 4. Broke this one, so we got a total of 4 that need to be up potted. What I do is put a little bit of this dirt in there. Set this block inside, and then finish filling it. Push it in. Two. Now I did cover it all the way to the stem. I don't want it to be leggy. I don't think I'll have to worry about hard dampening off because I'm going to water from the bottom. I won't be watering from the top, and I don't plan on having them just soaking wet. This soil is going to be perfect, for, like I said, for giving the roots oxygen and then also allowing the water not to sit on the plant. All right, here's another packet. This is, looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a possible. It's a little difficult to do the brassicas, well, not the brassicas, but to separate the bok choy because they break so easily compared to the other brassicas. All right, so that's 2. Then I got 3. 2 of them are really close together. That's 3. And then I got these 2. So hopefully the roots won't be too disturbed. Can we use these? I still, even though the roots are established, I still don't want these really big chunks of wood in there. Uh-oh, sound like somebody getting pulled over. That one might be a little too low. All right. And that's the roots. Pretty decent looking seedling, if I must say so myself. The flies already bugging me. Now these, I'm gonna go ahead and mix this in because they had uh, fennel. I put some fennel seeds and they never took off. So I'll be reusing this soil. All right, there's 1, 2, 3. Looks like there's 4 in here. Leave that in one of the seedlings so I know what's in this tray. That's actually 2, 3. I don't know if it's gonna make it. It's so small. I'm gonna still try it though. See, when they're this small, I just put a nice hole in the middle, drop the roots in there, and kind of push the soil down around it, and we'll see what happens. If it takes off and makes it, that's good. That's real good. This big one is the same way. It has only a few roots. All right. One more square one and one more round one, and this tray will be full. Uh-oh. A little more dirt in there. It's kind of low on this side. All right, that's one tray down. Looks like about 3 or 4 more to go. Let me get a label to label that one. All right, I think I got some labels in here. That is baby choy. Next tray is going to be tatsoi. Actually, I'm going to go and put these under the grow light in the house. All right, let's separate these up and see what they're gonna do. I really got to work on my seed distribution. You can see that they already have some nutrient issues. This has no roots on it because they're starting to turn a little yellow. And so it's just not good for that many to be in here at one time. Even though they can fit, either that or it's way past due for me to separate them. This is 3. Somebody's not going to make it. Well, they might. Actually, it's 4. I thought it was 3. Yeah, I definitely got to work on my seed distribution. Then there's some more here. Just this one is going to fill up this entire, just this one planter is going to fill up this entire tray. This is the best looking one in there. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a possible. That has some roots, so it can be saved. These 2 are so freaking tiny. I'm going to keep this one, but I'm going to get rid of this one. It's too tiny. And this one too. All right. Let's get them planted up. Yep, I'm going to grab myself a seat. Now, I still have some cabbages on the inside that are still under the grow lights that need to be repotted or uppotted. And I will do that sometime later on this week. But for now, I just wanted to go ahead and get some of them done because I had so many. And I don't want them to just sit in these same pots and be robbed of minerals and just not even get a good start. So that's why I decided to go ahead and come out and do these today. Over the weekend, I believe I did my Japanese cabbages. I already separated, the red Japanese mustards. I already separated those. And then this will be the tatsoi, the bok choy, and the baby choy. So that's one more thing marked off of my list. All right, there we have it. Tatsoi, bok choy, and baby bok choy is all separated and up potted. Now I get to move on to the Bougainvillea. Now, keep in mind, this Bougainvillea is it is a heat-loving plant, with the exception of it being in the shade. You can put it in the shade, not in the direct sunlight, and it does really well in the Texas heat. So you see, it is definitely time for it to be up potted. It's got the little thorns on it, so you got to be careful for that. And you can start more plants from cuttings. You want to end up getting the pieces that are around the thickness of a pencil. Cut them, dip them in the rooting hormone or the aloe vera, um, and put them in soil and allow them to take root. I don't know if I'll be doing that. I just want to get this one off to a good start, so I'm going to put it in a bigger pot with some more soil. Let me grab the pot I want to put it in. All right, so the pot that I want to put it in is over here, and it's already full of, it's got a lot of soil in there because I've been dumping some old soil in here. Um, and so this is where I'm going to put it. I still would need to add some more soil, and I do also want to still add some amendments to it. Like I said, I did want to add some fertilizer in there. That's plenty. Get that mixed in there. Add a little more soil in there. And I do need to leave room for the soil that it's already in. And I believe I still have a picture of my bougainvillea prior to me purchasing this one. I put it in a pot too. And what happened was the roots ended up growing out of the pot. It was so big, so beautiful. I left it out in the frost and it died. I didn't cover it properly and it ended up dying. But here's to new beginnings. Use this pot for something else. I don't really want to disturb the roots too much. Okay. right. I got it in there. Now I just need to water it in. And drag it to where I actually want to have it. Because I'm not going to be able to leave it here. Like I said, it's got thorns on it. It'll be okay for now. But you don't want to get scratched by this sucker when you pass by. And I don't want it blocking the sun from my okra that I'm trying to get some okra from before it gets too cool. Get that nice and watered in. And then what I can do is give you guys an update on the fertilizer that I put on the garden a few days ago. It is working fabulously, especially on my peppers. Then again, it could be a combination of the weather cooling, and so more blooms are coming out. But I'm thinking it's the fertilizer. All right, so let me show you guys my peppers. Can you see all of the blooms on these peppers? Look at that. New ones coming, and there's tons on there. This is the one behind it. Look at that, from top to bottom. Nothing but blooms, blooms, blooms. Peppers, peppers. And then this one is the same way. Now this pepper hasn't done really well all summer. It is some type of banana pepper, but it's even got blooms on it. Look at that. So yeah, I think that fertilizer is doing pretty good. I added it to my beans. They look good. I even dropped a couple more in the soil just in case these don't make it, because these are cool weather beans and it is still a little warm out. And then also, that is my cherry tomato that I planted. It's the sweet million, sweet million. And look at it, it's even taken off. So that means I need to get some type of support for it, because those things get wild. Melons are coming along. I think I might actually be able to get some melons. That corn needs to go. It did not do well. That's the second planting of the corn. It did not do well. I didn't get not one ear of corn to develop. Look at that. There's an ear right there, but look how skinny it is. Yeah, it didn't do good. So I'm going to pull all that out, figure out what I can put in there. I did drop a couple more squash seeds, and they're starting to come up. This was done, what, on 9/4. Today's the 8th, so 4 days ago. And they're starting to come up. I'm about to water those again because the squash bugs and the squash vine borer killed the 3 that I had. But I'm no quitter. I dropped carrots here in this bed on this end. And then on this end, I dropped, let's see, beets. Over here, I got some turnips, purple top turnips that I dropped. That actually may be on both ends of the bed. Yeah, purple top turnips in this whole bed around the peppers. So I'm going to come over here with the water hose and water that, because you know the carrots, they need to stay moist while they're trying to germinate. It could take them up to 20, I think 21 days. So I definitely want to keep those. And I've been keeping it covered with this so that the direct sun is not on the soil and drying it out. So I've been using the top of one of my little containers. All right, folks, that's all I had to get done in the garden today. As usual, I appreciate you guys for joining me. I would appreciate it if you could like, share, and comment if you enjoyed my content. If not, you could still like, share, and comment. Also, thanks to my new subscribers. I appreciate you guys a lot. Please keep watching and enjoying this journey with me. In the meantime, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.